everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Baina. I'm an interior designer and style coach. And today I want to talk about lighting. I feel like lighting is a complicated topic and there's a whole technical side of it that I honestly don't really feel like getting into. Instead, I actually want to share with you 5 versatile light fixtures that I find myself consistently recommending to my clients. I feel like when you add them to your home, they kind of just like instantly upgrade, modernize, and refresh your home. Just some basic tips on lighting is that number one, you should never rely on your overhead light. That alone is not going to create the mood of light. You kind of want to think of your room as a 3-dimensional space because it is. And you want to have light that's placed strategically throughout the space. So maybe it's a table lamp, maybe it's a floor lamp, maybe it's a wall sconce, and in addition to having the overhead lighting. But that should not be your main source of lighting at all. Second tip I find is that people usually pick light fixtures that are maybe the wrong scale, like maybe too small over a dining table, or maybe like a floor lamp that's like too high in relation to a piece of furniture. I even had a friend once who put like a floor lamp next to her bed, which she would actually have to get out of her bed to turn it off. It's not really functional. And that the size height doesn't really look good. In general, I also just think that the lighting in the room should kind of highlight the most important things. So like in a kitchen, some of your light should be focused on the work surfaces, the countertop. And I know in my kitchen right now, I think I'm actually going to install little push button rechargeable lights under 2 of my cabinets, because in the evening, just kind of only turn on my oven light because I love this like dark and moody vibe. But I kind of need some utilitarian lighting pointing on the countertops, okay? So you want to think about making sure you have at least a few different lighting options in each room, and it's highlighting kind of like the actual important things in the space, okay? A lot of people are traditional, and in doing these style sessions, I noticed that a lot of you do have a traditional aesthetic, which I love. I really appreciate traditional design. And oddly, a lot of people that I've worked with also have a little bit old-fashioned wood dining table and chairs, which I feel like, because it's so much of the same material, it feels a little old-fashioned and dated. So usually when I'm trying to come up with a light fixture and we want to work with what they have, I love this traditional yet modern chandelier from Pottery Barn. And I find that Pottery Barn is an amazing resource for lighting. It's good design, good quality, and the scale is usually larger, which is what's often missing in buying new furniture. Okay, the scale is always like a little bit small. It has a beautiful traditional aesthetic, but it's been simplified. So I feel like it really works with so many different styles: traditional, transitional, rustic, industrial, even Scandinavian and modern. It adds a little bit of sparkle, brings the eye up, is still in the spirit of traditional, but it has a modern, updated, fresh look to it. I use these in my kitchen, and I feel like without them, it wouldn't have been as fabulous, okay? These kind of light fixtures are not as big, so they belong in smaller spaces. Honestly, if you want to upgrade your kitchen, put this over your sink. They look really good in hallways, and if you're going to do hallway lighting, I would do the same style of lighting in the hallway. Don't change it up. Do the same thing, running them down that hallway. That's what I did in the kitchen to create that kind of like cohesion. They also look good, smaller scale in a bathroom as wall sconces, but I just feel like they're so fresh and modern. And in this space, I have a few different globe lighting options. I just really like it. I feel like it's universal, and I feel like it goes with a lot of different design aesthetics. So not just a regular floor lamp that's just like a fixed height, because I think sometimes they can be amazing and sometimes they can be a little bit disconnected to the height of whatever furniture you're pairing them with. But if you guys recall from my last video, I got that really cool modern 1970s chrome adjustable floor lamp. And what I love about that is you can actually change the height of the arm. So if I want to get it really close to the sofa, I'm reading something, I can. If I want to raise it up and make the whole look different in the living room, I can as well. And I feel like adjustable floor lamps are very useful when you don't necessarily have a traditional layout that requires matching end tables and table lamps. And to be honest, I haven't done matching tables and table lamps in a very long time. I personally think it can be a little bit boring. If you love traditional design and you really only have space to do a lighting on one side of the sofa, I feel like the adjustable floor lamp is a nice option. I know a lot of people use those arc lamps. I'm personally kind of tired of them. I feel like we've seen them everywhere. So I think you can get something for the modern aesthetic, or you could do something traditional. And the most classic I could think of is the pharmacy floor lamp. It looks so good and so classic. You can get it in a chrome, antique brass, bronze. If I was traditional, I would do like an armchair with a Saarinen side table, little petite, little modern, and then I would do a pharmacy floor lamp. I really like mixing styles, and I feel like that's an easy way to like freshen up your style and make it look like it's current. Now, obviously, like if you own your property, you can have sconces hardwired into the wall, but there's absolutely a time and a place, even if you own your own home, to do plug-in wall sconces because I feel like they solve a lot of problems. Number one, you could just put them most obviously in your bedroom. Let's say you don't have enough room to do like nightstands and table lamps, or you just want to bring height onto that headboard wall and do something different. I think I'm actually going to do that in my bedroom. I kind of want to do plug-in globe light wall sconces on either side of my bed because I feel like my bed's like a little bit traditional and I'm trying to do something modern. And I feel like just by adding those lamps, it's going to kind of change the vibe of the space. Sometimes you just have areas where it's not big enough to put a piece of furniture, or maybe it's kind of like a thoroughfare, but you might not have a lot of lighting in the room. You can get wall mount plug-in wall sconces to instantly bring light to that section of the home, and it doesn't require a piece of furniture to sit on. You don't have to mount it from the ceiling, and it'll bring visual interest, okay? Especially if you kind of look at that sight line and notice that there's nothing really there and you need some height. Some kind of interesting plug-in wall sconce can be a really great solution. I also really like them in children's rooms. I've actually designed like 4 kids' bedrooms, and in every single one of those bedrooms, I put a plug-in wall sconce because I just feel like as a child, you're in your bed, like you're going to bed, you get your book, read your story, or maybe you're scared at night, they can turn on the light. It's like very interactive for them. And I did a project where I had like a pair like bunk beds, and then each bunk bed had their own little plug-in wall sconce, little eyeball sconce. You can even get them like super cheap at like Urban Outfitters. That's another really great resource that I like for like modern designs. And I think they have them for like $39 or something amazing like that. And you can do traditional ones as well, high end, all the different ranges, but I feel like it's a really universal style of lighting. I did work with a woman with one of my style sessions where we found the best way to lay out her room was to float all the furniture in the center, which was really nice. However, when you do that, you lose the ability to really put like lamps on either side of the table because obviously all the outlets are on the perimeter of the room. So she had a really huge armoire in her dining room that I decided to move into the living room on a really long wall, but there was still kind of some space missing on either side. And I was like, how are we going to get this room lit? So I was like, why don't you just get 2 matching large scale plug-in wall sconces on either side of this big armoire. What it's going to do is going to build in the more proportion into the wall, make it look more finished, and it's going to be lighting, another lighting option for you, which solves a few different problems. Okay, and then the last style of lighting that I absolutely love, but it's a little bit harder to find, but if I share it with you today, you're always gonna know to look out for it, and when you see it, definitely buy it, are what I'm calling round globe floor lamps. You probably saw this in a video before, but one of my favorite light fixtures that I have right now is a modern 1970s white globe floor lamp. It's about 12 to 14 inches. Technically, it could also be placed on like a table, but I like to put it on a floor, and I have it right now in my living room. I had it in my bedroom. It creates the most ambient, sexy, diffused, moody, vibey lighting ever, and I think it looks really cool. And there's just so many scenarios when you have like a living room where you kind of just maybe need to put a plant and a little thing in a corner, which brings like moodiness, and a little light creates like this romantic kind of style. You can also get these lights smaller, okay? And I think IKEA has a version. I will link some versions of all these light fixtures in the description box. But like, let's say you have shelving, you've got books and vases, and you put a lot of time into styling them. You could put a little small globe light on the shelf, and it just all of a sudden creates another point of interest. You could just have that on and be watching a movie, and it creates this like cool, vibey, that, a floor lamp, and just one other thing. It just creates a mood, and it's very versatile. So it's even similar to like the little mid-century eyeball lamp that I got for $2. Just something small that sits on a table that you can tuck in addition to your other traditional style light fixtures. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I try to keep it like kind of general categories because you could find this style of lamp at many different stores, but it's like consistently I find that like right now at least, I find this style of lighting very interesting. And if you haven't maybe considered some of these before, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts, like the video, and definitely hit subscribe. And just to let you know, my style session is still $100 off. The promo is going to be ending in 5 days. Many of you have signed up. Thank you so much. If you're interested, grab it. If not, we'll see you in the next one. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.